was going to ask. I was at a different topic. I was going to see if y'all thought we were going boots on the ground. See if I get a little bet going.
So I
bet they do small scale.
I was right about attacking Iran.
There's no such thing as small scale boots on the ground. There are boots on the ground and there are boots off the ground.
I don't think he's going boots on the ground.
I pray we don't.
If he does, it's going to be like not really boots on the ground. Like, we added some extra boots to Kuwait just in case things pop off, but we didn't.
Oh, they're doing that anyway. They're sending the 82nd Airborne. They're sending the parachute boys. All right.
82nd Airborne is, if people don't know, that's like a big deal. They're hard drinking, hard fighting, drop from the sky and do this shit. But no,
paratroopers.
Yeah, they're
why send paratroopers to Iran? Oh, it looks bad
because it's mountainous. Because you can't drive your tanks in.
For sure. Fuck.
No, I mean, there's no way it would not be a complete disaster to send boots on the ground to Iran. Like they're a geographical fortress.
I don't know what would happen. So I think my take would be that if they go boots on the ground.
Did you say you know what would happen?
I think I know what would happen. I know what the situation would be. If they go, I think I know what they'll do. And that would be to occupy Karg Island, that place that's got all that valuable oil infrastructure. If they occupied that with a few thousand Marines or something, and they started setting up fucking forward operating bases on that thing, and I don't know how you get missile defense there, because they would be harried with those cheap ass drones continuously if they did that. So
and Iran has a military presence there that's pretty sizable, right?
No, we blew all them up.
Do you know Ryan Macbeth? Do you know that name?
Heard that name, but I don't know who he is.
Ryan Macbeth is a YouTuber and some sort of intelligence expert. If he's not a real deal, works with the U.S. government, like military genius, then I've been completely fooled for more than a year now. And he's like, every time we go to war, we kind of are ready for the previous war. That's how the world works. And one thing we're learning now is that this little, temporary palaces we set up with communications and IT departments where we run stuff that's safe because it's 5 miles away, that's gone. Now those things are just bullseyes for the enemy. You can't do that anymore. And when I hear about putting 2,000 troops on Karg Island, I'm like, oh, you're just inviting drones to inflict casualties.
Yeah. I don't think there's any world where it wouldn't be a disaster.
That's not how Ukraine fights. Ukraine goes into a basement and hopes no one knows they're there and operates drones from the freaking steps that lead down to it. Like that, I think, is what modern fighting looks like. It's secretive and hard to spot. You don't set up glorious tents with computers inside.
Fingers crossed.
Unless you can counter drones, unless you have an off switch for drones, and obviously Russia and Ukraine don't. I hope we come up with one. I hope we come up with something that you can put on a rifle and you just point it at the drone and the drone dies, or at least or a thing that blanket an area with enough EM radiation or microwaves just shot up into the air to they can't come here. They can't come past this area. This is the safe zone. This is the green zone. Drones come in here, they just fall out of the sky. You're going to need some shit like that.
So that would only work, I guess, if the drones required GPS, for their positioning, or they required a remote control. If they can operate autonomously, I don't know how you take them down. I don't know how EMP works. I don't know. I'm outside my depth.
EMP fries their electronics. They're not going to do that because that's like everybody gets fried.
You can't do it directionally.
Not unless they've made some sort of Star Wars advances that they don't talk about. The only EMPs I know about are when nuclear weapons go off in the atmosphere and you turn the power off to a whole city.
I got 12 of them in grenade form in Marathon. You don't have this?
Yeah, we just a very strong grenade launcher. You shoot it over the strait and into their missile area. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
I worry if they tell me, we're going to have 2,000 people there, but trust me, they'll be safe because they're 15 miles away from the real bad spot. I'm like, that's not what safe means anymore. This isn't World War II.
No, every time the military does a war game involving actual invasion of Iran, it's a disaster. And they're like, oh, well, this would be horrible. Oh, you mean it's not a bunch of guys with AK-47s in a cave? Like occasionally taking a break from monkey bar? Yeah, definitely. But he's not calling the shots.
I listened to Trump on Iraq on the Howard Stern show, back in ages ago. Was it the 90s? And he's like, just declare victory and leave. Just do it. And they're like, don't you think it's stupid that he's going to do a ticker tape parade? And he's like, no, I think it's a great idea. Do a parade, declare it a win, get out. And I wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't changed one bit, that he'll just declare it to be a huge success, that we completely obliterated all of their offensive capabilities for the second time in the last few months. And now, we won. It's great. It's just what we meant to do. Throw a parade. If Trump did that, I'd be 0% surprised.
It really feels like
it's up to him.
Like he's bumbling through this war on vibes and headlines. And I guarantee you, if the whole country was like, yeah, America, fuck yeah, and like France was like, you're doing very well, America, I guarantee Trump would be like, maybe 3 months, 4, maybe do a year there. We have any extra bombs we haven't tested yet? Yeah, get that big one. Drop the big one. They'll love it. Like I guarantee he'd be like much more likely to just keep going. It has way less to do with strategic military checklist and way more to do with, I don't know, just vibes, just how he's feeling about the war.
That's my issue with Trump. Well, there's lots of them, but like one of the big ones, every problem he bumps into is a PR problem, and he looks for a PR solution.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a pandemic, a war, inflation. All he wants to do is not change the facts, but change your mind. That's his number one goal. If I can get you to think the pandemic isn't a big deal, maybe by reducing the number of test kits around. If I can get you to, think that inflation isn't such a big deal by pointing to eggs and eggs alone, they went down, then that's the track. He doesn't try to solve the actual problems. He put tariffs on the good. He increased taxes, but he tries to solve the perception of the problem, not the problem.
And
when it comes to war, I'm worried.
He's being led around by Israel and Bibi. And I mean, like, how often has Bibi Netanyahu just completely counter-signaled Trump like he owns our entire government, where
honestly,
Trump will be like, we're victorious and we want to slow this down, and because we've already achieved our goals of shutting down their nuclear, because they were only a day away. They were 4 hours away, actually, maybe half an hour from nukes.
I thought we obliterated it before. My bad.
Yeah. And then Bibi Netanyahu will be like, we will not stop. And all of our bitches in the U.S. government are going to continue to do what we want.
The story was that, all right, so there's 1,000 pounds of enriched uranium. It's enriched like 60%. Apparently, it's a lot easy going from 60 to like whatever it takes to be a nuclear weapon, like 90 something they can do in weeks. And nope, the story right after the strikes was that we have no idea where it is. The story now seemingly is that it's down there buried in the rubble. I know that's the Iranian point, claim. They're like, it's buried beneath the rubble down there. But they made it sound like that they were trying to stop them from digging it up or something like that. But the war began because Israel did the math and they saw that Iran was very quickly going to be able to overwhelm all of their defenses and just and blow them up. And they wanted to start to stop that before it could happen.
Obliterate, verb, to remove from existence. Destroy utterly all trace, indication, or significance of. Doesn't sound like we obliterated their nuclear capabilities.
No, and we don't know what the truth is, but it doesn't see. But the fact that for 40 years now, Israel has been saying they're fucking next weekend nukes. Yeah. They're going to be nuclear capable. And then it's like, nah.
I don't know. I saw the cartoon bomb. It's making you look a fool, Taylor.
Yeah. I saw this really interesting infographic show on YouTube that told me that we gotta shut them down, boys.
You know what I'm talking about? Netanyahu's cartoon bomb. He's been dragging around for like 12.
It's literally like, have you ever seen those retards, those self-important morons who have like a big clock, and anytime something happens they don't like, they're like, it's even closer to midnight than ever before, everyone. It's even closer. The only way to fix it is to donate to our fund, like to donate to the big clock, the Doomsday
thing. Like when I was a child, like it had a little weight. Like, ooh, are we closer? Where do we stand? Oh, we took a minute back. Thank goodness. But now it's just been so long. It doesn't have the weight.
I thought it might be important who runs the Doomsday clock. It's the Science and Security Board of the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, which includes multiple Nobel laureates. It's an independent nonprofit organization that evaluates threats from nuclear weapons, climate change, and disruptive technologies to determine how close humanity is to catastrophe.
Yeah, but the problem with it is that
Sounds
you
convincing.
bat zero until like you decide not to. Like until actual nuclear cataclysm updates and they go, oh, it's midnight right now. And it's like, when did you determine that? And it's like, oh, well, when it happened, that's when it ticked over. And it's like, that's silly shit.
It does seem like it's unfalsifiable to say we're 4 minutes away. Now we're 3 minutes away. Not literal minutes, but like in the scale of Earth's
like
history minutes.
Levels. This is like we're going from yellow alert to red alert for you Star Trek.
I could just alternate between 5 and 1 forever and never be wrong.
Seems like marketing. Yeah.
It's unfalsifiable.
It's a non-profit.
Yeah, it's unfalsifiable. Non-profit organizations.
You telling me they can't
people
turn
rich
a profit?
How much money do you think the Doomsday clock people are making? When's the last time you chipped in?
I've never chipped in.